So welcome to the two people in the chat. Welcome Angela and Sade Neal. Welcome. So I will be getting started in a minute, y'all. I have the moon had a lot to say, okay, last night, okay. So I have several unorganized pages of stuff as normal, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna organize it as best as I can. Okay. Let's see if I can pull this up a little bit. Okay, my people, welcome. So I'm looking at the things that y'all left earlier. There were some comments that were already up there. So welcome to the 4 people in the chat. My hair is looking real flat right now. I don't like flatness, okay? So anyway, y'all, before I get started, okay, because I was pulling cards today for the overall energy, and I want to give you guys the messages because I feel like the messages are really clear, okay, as far as especially with, now this is planetary. Welcome, Spiritual Asset El Brujo. Thank you, baby. You are also I ain't gonna say it because I don't know if they're gonna monetize my shit, but you are also the shit, okay? All my wrench gang, okay, and my wrench gang is in the building. So I want to show y'all the cards that I pulled today, okay? I'm trying to find which camera I'm on. Okay, so the first card that I pulled was the Journey card, okay, which means that overall a lot of people are like ready to go off, right? So I pulled 3 cards from my Kipper deck, okay, which is a fortune telling deck. So it was the Journey card, the Coffin, okay, the Coffin, which is basically represents, you know, an ending, an ending to something, a new beginning, a rebirth, okay, so the death of the old ways. And then the third card that I pulled from the Kipper deck was the Sudden Wealth card. Thank you, Spiritual Asset. Thank you, baby. Thank you, El Brujo. Okay, so you guys, so basically this card is a number 10, which is a 1, okay, new beginning, okay, in numerology. This card, this Coffin card, which is also about endings and new beginnings, is also a 1, okay, because 1 and 9 make 10 and it's a 1. And then the Sudden Wealth card, okay, is an 11. Okay, so then I pulled 3 cards from my energy deck to clarify these, right? Because I'm trying to figure out, and I know that a lot of the divine femmes are trying to figure out, like, because you know we right there, like we're ready to go either way, okay? As far as what the hell? Okay, so we're ready to go either way as far as whether, you know, we're ready to move forward with or without our masculines. We're standing in our own power. We are abundant within ourselves and we're ready to move forward, right? But, you know, a lot of divine femmes just want to be, you know, want to be 100% sure that we are making the right decision, okay? And this is what a lot of people's concerns have been. And so this came up to clarify this card, right? So it was the Journey card. I'm trying to get it so that the glare is not on it and y'all can see it. Okay, the Journey card. And so the Indecision card came up to clarify that. Okay, meaning that, you know, because the question was, okay, it's time to take a journey. It's time for a new beginning. Something has definitely come to an end, right? This is with a lot of people, not just relationships, but with a lot of relationships, especially the twin flame relationships, but with a lot of things, okay? A lot of cycles have come to an end because we're in the time where it's time. We're in the time of atonement. So it was time for toxic things to come to an end so that we could move forward. So this is why this Coffin card came out, okay? So a lot of things, it has been the death of a lot of things, the death of even a lot of our old ways, and a lot of, you know what I'm saying, toxic cycles, toxic energies, toxic relationships, okay? What y'all over here talking about? Oh yes, honey, they called me a witch in church This is how they figured out that I was a witch when I went to church, because I would wear black all the time. And I didn't even realize it. Like, it was not on purpose. Like, my whole wardrobe was just black. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why, it's just, I love black. So it's the energy vibe of it. I'm all about vibes. My family has always teased me about always talking about vibes and shit. But you know what I'm saying? I'm all about vibes. So anyway, you guys, so to clarify this coffin card, where again, it's indicating a death in the end of something, then I got this garden at the gate card, okay? Which basically, the garden at the gate card basically just means that you're getting ready. You basically, the garden at the gate is like when you've been you've been through some sort of trauma, and you basically kind of went into hermit mode and created this beautiful space for yourself to heal in, but kind of withdrew from the world, okay? Which is where a lot of people have been, what's been going on, okay? And so now it's time, because an old part of you died, okay? An old part of you died, and we all know that. I've been talking about it, okay? And so this is why I'm sharing this with y'all, because it's not just my energy. This is the overall energy of what's happening. And I want to talk about it before I go into what I'm going to be talking about, okay? So basically my question was, okay, the indecision with the journey card, okay? Because again, I'm like, okay, I'm ready for the journey, whichever way it's got to go. And I feel like a lot of divine feminines are there, okay? And so basically when the indecision came out with the journey, I got the message that it's your decision. It's still up in the air, basically. If you haven't completely collapsed on a decision, it's time to do so. And it is still your decision. Like, the divine is not going to make that decision for you. The divine is not going to force, you to love unconditionally. It's not going to force you to stand in your power. It's not going to tell you which decision is you standing in your power, or which decision is you giving up. You know what I'm saying? This is something that you have to decide within yourself. Okay, so if you're still undecided, this is basically going to help you, I hope, going forward. So the garden at the gate with the coffin is basically, you've been through a spiritual death. The garden at the gate is where you've taken time to heal, gone into hermit mode, but now you're ready to leave the gate, okay? So you're at the gate, basically now ready to step back out. You're ready to have your rebirth, you know what I'm saying? And so basically the rebirth is going towards sudden wealth. Now, the sudden wealth came out, and it is the number 11, which is the number of the twin flame union. And this came out to clarify it, the happy family card, okay, which is the number 4, which also, especially in the tarot, represents stability, the happy family. It also represents the twin flame union, okay? So I feel like this message is saying, you know what I'm saying, if you're indecisive, spirit is telling you to let go of the pain, let go of the pain, the resentment, the bitterness. If you still want love, okay, and we're gonna go deeper into it because outside of all of the pain, the resentment, and everything that you've been through, if the love is unconditional, the love is still there, okay? So you've taken the time to heal from the things that shocked your ego, okay, that sent you into hermit mode, that needed you to go in there and heal, or to allow those parts of your ego to die, okay? Now it's time to go towards your wealth. It's time to go towards your union, okay? It's going to be hard. That's why we're going to talk about it going forward. But I feel like a lot of you are being urged to go towards your family, okay, to go back towards your union, okay? So we're gonna go deeper into it, because I know people probably have some questions, okay? So the union, like I said, the sudden wealth is also the twin flame union, the 1111, that 11, okay, at the top, okay? That's just too much confirmation with the happy family being the 4 also. And like I said, if this is the energy oracle, but even in the tarot, that's all still represents the twin flame union. So I'm feeling like you guys have went through whatever you were going to go through, okay? You've taken time to heal. It's time to now see things clearly and be able to move forward, okay, now from a healed space. So we're going to talk again more about me seeing me hearing those songs, okay? Because I told you I didn't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? When I was, being told to listen to them, I did not want to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? How Deep Is Your Love by the Bee Gees. And Bee Gees and Keith Sweat, okay, keep coming into my mind, and they kept popping back today. And so I keep needing to bring these up for y'all, okay? That, it's all about unconditional love. Okay, so we're going to go forward from there. Now, should I speak on my haters and be petty, or should I not? Okay, should I save them for the instant, for the end of the night? Because, honey, the child, they are going through it. Okay, so basically, I want to urge you guys, though. I want to really, I cannot stress enough how important meditation is. Okay, I just spray this stuff because it feels so good. The vibe of it, it smells good. Okay, it's like refreshing little spritz. So definitely get into your meditation. Okay, it's basically listening to your inner wisdom, okay, from your higher self, having a real conversation and cultivating a real relationship with your higher self. Okay, so basically, if you have questions, if there's anything that you're unclear about in your life, wow, that's true. I'm on the road. It'll be almost 3 months. Spirit guide me go home close to my daughter. Yes, it's time for that. Okay, so meditation, you have to, it's basically cultivating a real relationship with your higher self. You have to do that at this time, because this is all about, this is how the alignment is going to happen. Okay, it's your higher self coming back down into your physical body, like aligning, the mind, body, and spirit. Okay, so basically you have to start with meditation. Okay, basically your higher self is comprised of unconditional love. It's comprised fully of unconditional love. Okay, so it is the highest unconditional love of the highest vibration. Okay, you have to allow that to fill your mental and physical bodies in order to get in alignment. You have all three of your bodies in alignment, you know what I'm saying, so that you first of all see things clearly, because right now you're not seeing things from your heart space. You're not living from your heart space. A lot of you are seeing things and analyzing things with your mind. Okay, and when you're not living from your heart space and you're not looking through the eyes of your heart, you're literally blind. There's a lot of things you don't see, a lot of things that you don't understand, okay, or cannot proceed forward because you don't have all the information. Okay, it's like the Two of Swords in the tarot, where you're blindfolded but you're trying to make a decision without all the information. Okay, yes, it is a natural high. It is a natural high. Okay, so your spiritual body is basically, it's comprised of unconditional love. You have to allow that to fill you up in order to be in alignment with everything else. Okay, because I remember when, this was a day after Michael had, like I told y'all about, I can't even say what he was doing. Okay, but he had put his hand on my back. He said he was putting energy grids in me or whatever, but I opened my mouth and the sounds that he was making started coming out of my mouth like he was playing me like an instrument. Okay, and the next day I was still on that vibratory level. Okay, so when I went back to the park the next morning, I still was able to open my mouth and let that sound out, because the sound was a very healing vibration. I told y'all, Michael was not human, and the sounds that he was making sounded like, you know what I'm saying, like a spaceship or something, right? I couldn't do it by myself, you know what I'm saying? And so, but I still had the energy in me. So when I went back out to the park, I was still vibrating on that level, and I just opened my mouth and like the sounds came out. Now, I ain't gonna tell y'all the whole experience. I will tell the whole experience to my private group, because it was just out of this world, you know what I'm saying? But it basically, I vibrated at that tone so much, allowing the actual sound vibration to come out of my mouth, to the point where, because, I'm scared of caterpillars. I don't like worms. I don't like no one cylinder body type looking thing like snakes or worms and shit like that. Okay, and so normally I would be, I'm not scared of them. I just don't like them. I don't like how they move and shit like that. Okay, and so this day I was out there, I was making the sounds, and I was like in a trance, looking around, you know what I'm saying, but making the sound. It was so weird. It was weird when you think about it, if you were outside of me, but it was the most natural thing. Okay, and I remember looking around while I'm making this sound, and I felt like I was connected to everything. Like, I know about that oneness consciousness. Okay, and harmony. It is about harmony, and we're going to talk about that. Conditionally just curious to hear. Okay, so should I go back? in harmony with the family that I share with you in private that loves me conditionally. Just curious to hear your point of view. Oh, okay. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that because there's, it's a lot of elements involved, with everybody's personal situation. But I think that after we get done with this, Vashante, you will know what to do because again, the three cards that I pulled and then the three cards to clarify it, it's all about the indecision card was basically letting me know from the divine that, it's about your own decision. The divine is not going to make that decision for you or tell you what decision to make. So whatever decision that you make, you got to be prepared to deal with, you know what I'm saying, the work that's going to be need to be done going down whichever path that you choose. Okay, but I do feel like after this live that you will know what decision and which way to go with that. Okay, and we can always talk, you know what I'm saying, about that, face to face. So, but basically alignment feels like unconditional love. Okay, it feels like, you know, first of all, receiving unconditional love, because if you have not been able to receive that for yourself, if you have not been able to give it to yourself, then you're not going to know what it feels like. You don't have it to give to someone else. Okay, so basically the relationship, this is why the relationship with the self is so important. Okay, and you getting back your own personal power as far as the self-love and the self-care, which is the journey that most divine femmes have been on. Okay, and it's beautiful. This is where we are supposed to be. Okay, but the divine essence that composes your spiritual body is completely comprised of unconditional love. Okay, and the mind and your ego, what I'm saying, your ego self is basically in allegiance to your mind, is in allegiance to the ego for most people. Okay, and you need your mind needs to be in allegiance with your heart. Okay, not with your ego. So basically identifying with the body as the self. You know what I'm saying? That's not, what I'm saying? So you have to basically move your allegiance from being with of your mind, from being in allegiance with your ego, into for your mind to be in allegiance with your heart. You know what I'm saying? So that you are really seeing clearly, so that you are, what I'm saying? There's nothing blocking it as far as disillusionment. That's in our mind. You know what I'm saying? That's in our minds. Our minds can deceive us, and our minds really don't really ever trust what the heart says. You know what I'm saying? Unless it filters. It's got to go through a lot of filters of things that we're holding in our mind that may or may not be true or real. Okay. So your highest self basically knows what serves your highest good. You will never go wrong when you follow and listen to your highest self. So you must cultivate that relationship going forward, because that's going to be your main guide going forward. Okay, so that inner wisdom is the best guidance. Okay, and if once you awaken, you'll realize that you have the wisdom of the cosmos within yourself. Okay, you don't have to look outside yourself for a lot of things. Okay, you have to reclaim your personal power. Okay, and then begin to create that glorious future, that new earth that we're, that we're all ascending towards. Okay, if you don't claim your power by simply just by using it to create your world, okay, you will continue to recreate the same old realities for yourself, which is what the human condition has been up until this point. The human condition has been the rat race, you know what I'm saying? The Groundhog Day, where everybody's getting up every day and doing the same thing, getting up at the same time, going to the same job that you hate, working with the same people that you can't stand, going home, being bored, you know what I'm saying? Doing the same thing over and over and over. Okay. So if you don't take back the power of your mind to create something new, you're going to keep creating that hypnotic rhythm. The whole world is in hypnotic rhythm. Okay. So you can basically, right now, I told you, you can choose your world. Okay, one world is going to bring chaos. It's going to cause you anxiety, and one world is going to soothe your soul. Okay, we are in between worlds right now, and it's all about your choices and your decisions. So Vashante, again, like I said, at the end of this, you will know, what I'm saying, which one to choose, because you know how these people, how this person makes you feel. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? If this person does not make you feel in your highest vibrations, then that's not someone that you need to be holding on to, because you can't bring them with you into the higher vibrations. They need to be growing. They need to be expanding with you. You know what I'm saying? So that's just not a cut and dry answer though, because again, it's about unconditional love and how we how that's supposed to be expressed going forward. Okay, but in the worlds going forward, you can choose destruction, you can choose chaos, you can choose war, or you can choose abundance, you can choose harmony, you can choose peace, you can choose ease and grace. Okay, going forward, so it's all about choosing which world you want to be in by your feeling tone, the vibration. It's all about feeling your way through this world. It's about choices, okay? It's about choosing and releasing. So we need to transmute those old energies that no longer serve us, okay? Transmute all of the thought forms in 3D that were heavy, that were holding us back, okay? So let me see, because I have, like I said, my stuff is kind of unorganized, but I had quite a few pages of stuff written down, okay? So basically, the divine is asking you to lower, because I know, a lot of, especially the people who've been in twin flame relationships, who've been extremely traumatized emotionally and all of that, you have your shields up. You have emotional shields up around your heart, okay? You have went in the garden behind the gate, okay? Which is basically, let me create something beautiful, a healing space for myself. And I don't want nobody coming up in here, and I'm not going out of here too much either. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to stay in here, and I'm gonna let myself heal and take care of myself. Okay. And this is where you guys are. And so, now the divine is asking you to lower your emotional shields, to open the gate, to go on out and go out into the world, because you have healed. Okay. And so, because that's the only way that you're going to be able to receive the love that is your divine birthright. Okay. And allowing love to enter or to re-enter, okay, into your heart space, into your life, is the leap of faith that you're being asked to take. Okay, it's a lot of us have to take that in order to get to the next level. Okay, so this is where we're going to come around to a lot of people, when I was talking about in my last life, how a lot of people are living in fear and worried about, their living situations, or their money situations, or their, survival, basically. You know what I'm saying? Worried about that because of how things are being reconfigured. And a lot of people are losing their jobs. The government is coming crashing down. A lot of things are happening that have people in fear who believed in the old structure. You know what I'm saying? Some of us are unbothered by the things that are happening. Okay. But basically, the fears that people are holding on to, that's causing blockage. Okay, that's devil energy, and you can't take that into the higher realms with you. So you got to find some kind of way to let that go. Okay, so we have to identify the child, the inner child. This is where the inner child work comes in, because basically your fears, and the fear is based on that inner child. Okay, so the analogy would be like a small child who has experienced the pain of love being withheld. Okay, so this is, most especially, this is what has happened for, basically every narcissist. Okay, whether either the love was withheld, or they were, they were spoiled and they were given too much. Okay, they were given too many privileges, they weren't taught to share. Either way, they were ruined. Okay, and they need to heal. Okay, so basically that child learned how to escape the situation. Either love was being withheld or being shown in a very messed up way, in a way that traumatized them emotionally, and they learned how to dissociate from the whole situation. Like, they didn't want to be here in the physical, so they learned escapism. They learned how to not be fully in the body. Okay, this is why you feel like you're dealing with an empty vessel when you're dealing with a narcissist, because it literally is like this person is not in their body. Okay, their higher self is off somewhere playing. You know what I'm saying? In the spirit realm, they're always wandering. They're drifters. Okay. And so, it's because it's a habit that they develop from childhood. And again, as we talked about in dissecting the devil, we already know that the devil is looking for drifters. We know that an idle mind is the devil's playground. Okay. So this is how they got caught up as children. They've been in this loop of hypnotic rhythm ever since they were children. Okay. Basically, their ego, this was their ego stepping in. Remember when I talked about how they switched places, like the little girl on the movie Us in the mirror, and she had been traumatized and she was in the mirror. She switched places with her shadow self. Okay. okay? And the shadow self basically took over the child's life and grew up and lived the real life, okay? And then the child stayed in the shadow, in the darker realms, okay? That's basically the same situation that has happened with a narcissist, okay? The shadow is what's living the life, okay? The ego is in the forefront, okay? And so you're dealing with essentially an empty, it feels like an empty vessel, okay? But as this love and light energy is coming in from the higher realms, these people are going to begin to start awakening and being healed. They are going to start realigning with their spirit, okay? So this is, highly unprecedented, because we all know that, nobody believes that narcs can be healed, okay? But again, most people are not looking at this from a spiritual standpoint, but they're looking at it as, antisocial personality disorder, something that we need medication for, so, or that there's no cure. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe in that. So I do believe that they need to realign with their spirit. Okay, they are literally empty vessels. You know what I'm saying? And so this is why the devil energy can come in and take control from time to time. Okay, so basically, your mind, which is the divine masculine energy, is disconnected from the spirit, okay? Has disconnected from the spirit, because the mind couldn't handle it. You know what I'm saying? And the spirit is so somewhere like halfway in and halfway out of the body. So the different levels of narcissism, whether you completely diabolical, or you have, like at borderline personality disorder, where you may have, a little inkling of compassion here and there, is basically determined by how much of their spirit they are in their body, and how much of the spirit is, doesn't want to be in. Okay, it needs to fully come in and align, okay, with the mind and the body. Okay, so basically, the divine masculine energy is the mind, okay, the mind, the thoughts, the intellect, the left brain. The divine feminine energy is one of unconditional love, compassion, nurturing. You know what I'm saying? And so there needs to be a new healthy relationship built between these energies, okay? Because of the escapism, because of the being dissociating, these two energies have become polarized against one another. So it's like they're opposing energies when they should be complementary energies, okay? So a new healthy relationship needs to be established between the ego and the spirit, between the personality and the soul, between the divine feminine and divine masculine energies, the right and left brain, the yin and the yang, okay? That's basically what it is, okay? It shows itself, this dynamic shows itself in many different ways, on many different levels, okay? So each time that basically what has happened with people who have you do this escapism, and people who have been traumatized emotionally, every time that you feel inspired to move from your heart space, to do something from your heart space, to act on behalf of something in your heart or behalf of love, the resistance, the doubt, and the distrust comes with it, okay? As your ego steps in and try to protect you from being triggered by the hurt, the pain of, of trying, of the pain of having love withheld or shown to you in a wrong way. Okay, so we have to learn how to let go of that. Okay, because we know anytime you want to do something for somebody, you be wondering whether you should do it or not, because I don't know if this person is trying to take advantage of me. I don't know if they're trying to play me. And you shouldn't have to feel like that, because the world is full of narcs. Okay, so as we're moving into the new realm, we have to learn how to let go of those fears and those doubts and all of those things that are contained within the ego. Okay, and the ego, it means well, okay, at certain aspects of it, because it's basically just trying to protect you. It was forcefully placed in that position of your protector and placed in the forefront of your life, because you decided to dissociate, you decided to vacate. I don't want to be in this physical experience. So the ego was forced into the forefront to start living your life. It didn't sign up for it, and it's not qualified. Okay, so it's time to realign and let your spirit be fully in the body, and you have healed enough and you are prepared enough to what I'm saying, to face your life now. You know what I'm saying? To be fully present in your body, okay? So to be able to utilize the power of now, okay? So for the divine feminine energy to be fully received, okay? This polarized relationship between the ego and the soul, it has to be healed. Okay. And so that basically is what is happening as we move forward. With the separation, that was the reason for it. You know what I'm saying? And because you both had to be healed separately, you both have to become whole within yourself. You both have to integrate one another's qualities so that when you come together, it's not it doesn't feel like foreign to you. You recognize that we are a part of one another. Okay. But you had to be healed separately so that you know what I'm saying, so you would be able to receive the energy of the other. Okay. If it's making sense. Okay. So basically, the healing is not about purging of the ego completely. The ego may need to be subdued. Okay. Because it may have grown out of control for most people, and for narcs, it has grown out of control. The ego thinks that it is God. It really believes that it is the spirit. Okay. And it completely obliterated the voice of the spirit in the narcissist. Okay. But a new healthier relationship basically needs to be established between the ego and the soul. Okay. The ego is what put that shield up around your heart. Okay. For protection. Okay. But basically, it needs to realize that being in denial of this divine connection is not going to free you from those doubts and fears that you have of it. Okay. So that's not the way to go. And this is what is happening when you have a twin flame runner and a chaser. When that runner is running, they think that they can run away from a connection that is spiritual. You know what I'm saying? And it's not going to happen. Okay. So they basically denying the connection. That has already happened and it didn't work. Okay. The connection is still there. So basically, is when that happens, the mind has basically told the heart to shut down. Okay. To stay safe. Okay. From not feeling the pain of this reality, from not, because normally, if they've been traumatized or something in childhood, then you usually trigger that pain by them beginning to feel emotions, strong emotions for you, just like they felt for whoever it was that traumatized them in their childhood. Okay. And so when you trigger that pain, this is when they run, because that, like I said, the mind has told the heart, shut down, because you know what I'm saying, they're about to hurt you. Okay. So this is the dynamic of them running. Okay. But basically, it's not going to work. Okay. No matter how many distractions that the mind presents to the heart to try to pacify it, the heart is still going to feel unfulfilled. Okay. Unfulfilled by the concepts. Okay. This can even be broken down to a twin flame runner running from their divine counterpart and trying to pacify themselves with all these other karmic partners. Okay. No matter how many other karmic partners that they try to pacify themselves with, because those karmic partners are but concepts. Okay. They're not even real. Okay. They usually narc on narc relationships. You know what I'm saying? So no matter how many that they do, no matter how many concepts that the mind presents to the heart is not going to be fulfilled. It's still going to be unfulfilled. Okay. It's not going to be pacified for long by concepts of divinity. Okay. By karmics portraying themselves as divine feminine. The heart knows the truth, and it's just not going to work. Okay. So basically, the yearning in your heart is never going to be satisfied until it has fulfilled its purpose. Okay. Until it has it has purpose, has experienced purpose fulfillment. Okay. You're aware of the conflicting feelings. Okay. Within yourself, as far as like trying, especially the narcs, or the ones who run away from the connection, they know they have conflicting feelings. Okay. Within their heart and mind, they have cognitive dissonance about, you know what I'm saying, what they're doing, what they're saying, what they're feeling. None of that is matching up. Okay. So they need to align. Okay. And basically, even the people who are trying to walk away from their divine counterpart, because the counterpart is a narc, because they're not all the way there, because they're not giving you what they need, you still are aware of the conflicting feelings within yourself. Okay. And so a lot of you, though, even though you are aware of the feelings, you may not be aware that they are within yourself. A lot of people perceive the feelings as being outside of yourself, which is where the twin flame comes from. You don't recognize that other as a part of yourself. Okay. So the divine is asking, basically, if you're prepared now to take the wheel of your own life, to be fully present in the moment, to be fully present in the body, so that you can utilize the power of now to go on forward, okay? Is your soul prepared to align yourself with the soul, okay? Is your mind prepared to align with the soul, with the heart, okay? And vice versa, because all these things have to be in agreement. All these things have to be in alignment, okay? A lot of narcs are beginning to awaken, okay? And embrace the fact that, they vacated and allowed their ego to run their lives. So their ego has been in the driver's seat this whole time. Okay. And a lot of them, as they are awakening, they are embarrassed by the things that they have allowed their ego to do. And the fact that they allowed their ego in the first place to be in the forefront, that they allowed their ego to be their representative of self to the world. So a lot of them are embarrassed right now as they re-enter into the space and realize what has been happening. Okay. You literally allowed the part of you that wasn't qualified to represent your highest self, when you know that, you know what I'm saying, you're better than that. Okay. And so they're embarrassed by their actions. Okay. Many of them started doing this as a child, like I said, so it's just second nature to them. Okay. It feels more natural than staying with the body. They feel like empty vessels within themselves. They feel empty, and they also feel empty to you when you try to connect with them. Okay. The ego was not, the ego was not awakened. Okay. It didn't really sign up to be in the forefront. Like I said, it is definitely not qualified. Okay. So, there should be a little bit of compassion, because the ego was literally forced into the forefront of your life. Okay. It is time to own ownership and be at the wheel now again of your own life, and taking back your power by your own choices and decisions. Okay. So basically, the ego was basically charged with, especially with the narcissist, the ego is charged with basically playing the role of the whole person. Okay. Without the support of the spirit self, you know what I'm saying? So that's what you get when you're dealing with a narcissist. Okay. Basically, the ego uses the past painful experiences that you've been through as a frame of reference for how to move going forward. So it's basically always focused on how to not get hurt. Okay. This is why narcs are always running. This is why there's a runner. Okay. Runner chaser dynamic with the twin flames, because they're always trying to avoid, getting hurt. They're always trying to avoid, because the ego that's what the ego has as a frame of reference. It uses the memories of your past pains to tell you what not to do. But the problem is that the ego doesn't know how to tell you what you should do in order to have forward progression, to have forward movement. Thank you for the Cash App. And yes, I will. I've definitely got your name here, and you will go on my money altar. Okay, for the person that just Cash Apped me. Okay. But the ego knows what to tell you, what not to do in order to not get hurt. But the ego does not tell you what you should do. Okay. So basically, most narcissists are living from an ego space, and that's all they do is run from things. They don't know what they're supposed to be doing, so they're lost. Okay. But they know what they don't want to do, but they don't know what they do want to do. They don't know what they should be doing. They don't really have any clear set long-term or short-term goals. Okay. And so they're just running around lost, like the little man on the motorcycle, in that cycle of hypnotic rhythm. Okay. So basically, the ego ended up in the driver's seat again, because it was forced in that position every time the soul ghosted the body. Okay. So yes, the soul, especially for the children who were traumatized and became narcissists. Okay. Because the devil was allowed to get in because your vessel was empty. Okay. So that's literally what it was. Every time something traumatic was too traumatic happened, and this is not something that anyone should be judging or blaming themselves for, but it is something that you should acknowledge within yourself and be prepared to heal, to do what's necessary to heal. Okay. It's not true that there is no solution. Okay. You need to bring your soul back down into your body, and you will know what to do. You will be able to fix the mistakes that were made when the ego was forced into the position of being the whole person. Okay. The divine is asking you, Y'all have such creative thought processes and creative minds. Can we use this twin flame dynamic, this twin flame relationship, this twin flame energy dynamic to basically discover the solution to this galactic dilemma of, you know, the polarity? This should not be a polarity. These energies should not be polarized. These energies should be complementary. Okay. And the key is basically in the divine feminine expressing unconditional love, okay, being able to see past a lot of things, okay, and in the divine masculine, being open to allowing your spirit to realign with your body, so that, you know what I'm saying, you're living from a heart, you know, your heart space, a heart-centered space, instead of living from your mind, because your mind don't know anything. Your mind is full of, you know what I'm saying, your mind is full of garbage, okay, and a lot of things that are not true. Your mind is full of past pains and things that you've been through, okay. But this twin flame dynamic, this ego soul dynamic, this yin yang dynamic can be healed, okay. Or is it not within your soul to love that which you judge to be unlovable? Because that was the meaning of the angels continuously sending me this song, these two songs, How Deep Is Your Love by the Bee Gees and How Deep Is Your Love by Keith Sweat. Okay, that was the question. Okay, is it within your soul to love that which you have judged to be unlovable? Because that's the true meaning of unconditional love. That's the challenge, divine feminine, going forward. Okay. This unconditional love is what is needed to heal this polarized yin yang reality at its very core. Okay, so this is what you're being challenged with. This is why you're being placed before the world, divine feminine, divine masculine. Okay, this twin flame dynamic is not just you and your counterpart, but you and your counterpart are a microcosm of the cosmic dilemma that you are being asked to solve by resolving your differences, okay, by transmuting this polarized energy into a complementary energy that is complementary. Okay, so you're know what I'm saying, you're being put to the test. Are you up to the test? How deep is your love? Empath, light worker, shaman, way shower. That's the question that you're being asked. Okay, you have to start to embrace the other half of yourself. Okay, just put it to the test. See, start to embrace your other half, you know, with a little bit, you know, it's going to take a little bit of effort. It's going to take practice, because again, you've been through a lot. But if you realize that I'm holding on to pain, I'm holding on to bitterness, I'm holding on to, you know what I'm saying, darkness and heavy things from my past, that, you know, that is over with, I'm healed, I can choose to let it go. You know what I'm saying? Or I can choose to hold on to it and let it weigh me down. Okay. And I know a lot of you have been feeling these intense emotions because you're moving, the whole planet is moving to a higher realm. So the more you're holding on to that heavy stuff, the more it's weighing you down, the more it's affecting you, the more that you are not able to ignore it. Okay. So you basically have to cultivate this relationship with your own soul. Okay. Basically try to embrace your other half. You know what I'm saying? It's going to take practice, but you know, see if you're not able to act on your heart's desires without all that resistance now. Okay, because you have been healed and you don't realize that a lot of different shifts have taken place. Okay, planetarily. You're welcome, Vashante. A lot of shifts have taken place. So again, the entire planet is shifting. Okay, so even the narcs are not going to be able to ignore it going forward. Okay, but this intimate relationship with your own soul, okay, and your own soul's nature, is going to accelerate your rate of ascension. Okay, it's going to accelerate your whole ascension experience. Okay, it will accelerate the ascension of Gaia and your own personal ascension experience. Okay, so you know, you can't have this experience. This is not an experience that you can have via the intellect, via the mind. Okay, your heart space must be expanded. It must be opened. Okay, this new reality, this new earth, it's a dream that becomes a new reality when the experience becomes a tangible experience in the cells, in every cell throughout your entire body. Okay, which means that you have to be in divine alignment, in agreement that yes, I'm becoming a new person. You know what I'm saying? My energy is changing. My thoughts are changing. You have to be an active, an active participant in it. Okay. So you have to agree. Every part of you has to agree and be in alignment that yes, we are moving forward. Okay. So in the new earth, we always acknowledge how we are feeling, because that's acknowledging your spirit, that's acknowledging your soul, that's living from your heart space. Okay. You're acknowledging the doubts and fears, but you're not you're not in denial. You know what I'm saying? You're not putting it outside of yourself. You acknowledge it, you observe it, but you don't allow that to run you or stand in the forefront. You know what I'm saying? We're conscious of the fact that we are creating our lives from our heart space, okay? And that it is from our heart space that the issues and the quality of our life is flowing, okay? And so we have to be very conscious of the quality of the energy that we're allowing into our hearts and into our minds, okay? These all need to be in agreement that we this is a no narc network, okay? We all need to be in agreement that we're not dealing with lower vibrating people. You know what I'm saying? This is, your heart, mind, and your body. Okay, has to be in agreement. Otherwise, one part of you may betray the other. Okay, and you have to be in agreement as far as what you're going to do. Okay, with the indecision card at the beginning, basically the divine is saying this is your decision. Okay, you have to make this decision with the wisdom that you have garnered from the things that you have gone through on this path. Okay, you have healed. You do have cosmic wisdom within you. Okay. Now, this is what you're being challenged with if you're accepting the challenge of unconditional love, if you're accepting the challenge of trying, okay, of being able to love that which you have judged as being unlovable, because that's the true definition of unconditional love. Okay, so basically, if you're going to do that, divine feminine, the ego, which is basically what the divine masculine is, okay, just one big ass ego, okay, the ego takes everything at face value. Okay, they're all about appearances, they're all about aesthetics and outer shit. Okay, so basically, um everything at face value, and what they see and what they remember is their frame of reference for how to move, okay, going forward. Okay, and it's always been their frame of reference as how to remove, as far as what to respond to, what to be vigilant against. You know what I'm saying? And basically their frame of reference right now is all their painful experiences from the past. Okay, so you are being charged with going forward, giving them as many tangible experiences, okay, filled with joy and the passion for life as possible going forward. So every day you're creating something new. Okay, it's not going to feel like work, it's going to be fun, because at the same time you are reinventing yourself, you're recreating yourself, you're also helping to recreate the new earth. It all moves, you know what I'm saying? It's all complementary, okay, because the great spirit is perfect in its ways. Okay, so it all works together. Okay, so basically, as you're going forward, you are creating new and tangible, and because you are who you are, empath, light worker, way shower, you are not going to have any problem doing this. Okay, you are very creative, you are very filled with passion and love and joy. Okay, so basically you're going to give the ego new memories to replace with the old memories of pain and trauma. And over time, those memories, the new memories, will replace the old ones. Okay, and basically, as those new memories replace the old ones, the ego part of the divine masculine energy will learn that it is safe. You can relax, you can let your guard down, it's safe to go forward. Not everyone is an enemy. You know what I'm saying? No one is out to is out to get you. So you have to make new memories so that the DM learns that it is safe to stay present with the body. Okay, this is how we help bring them back down into their body so that they are grounded and centered in their heart space. Okay, so basically showing them. Remember, I talked about it, a few videos back, where I was talking about the new love going forward is going to be all about, protecting your own inner child, and also being, providing a safe refuge for the inner child of your loved one. Okay. allowing yourself to also express your inner child, and making a safe space, for your inner child as well, because again, at the same time, it's only one, there's only one being, okay, but this is how we're going to work it, and this is how you have to move going forward. Okay, so make new memories, which means make life, because as you're doing this, you have to understand that it's adding spice to your life. It's making life more exciting. It's causing you to bring out different aspects of yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's causing you to grow in different ways and expand in different ways. It's causing you to be more beautiful. Okay, and again, as you do this, you're making the world a safe place for the divine masculine's inner child, for their spirit to come back down into their body and stay present with the body. Okay, so how deep is your love, light worker, shaman? You know what I'm saying? This is the question. Okay, this is the question. Okay, because is it within your soul to love, what you have judged as unlovable? That is the question that's always going to be there, as far as going forward, and being able to emit the energy that's needed for the healing. Okay, so um offer new and fulfilling experiences, okay, to the ego each day, to heal its reliance on the old painful memories, okay, as a frame of reference for how to move. Okay, so basically their frame of reference is going to be replaced. Okay, the old memories of pain will be replaced with new memories of, being loved, being nurtured, you know what I'm saying, having fun, having new experiences, you know what I'm saying, new and exciting experiences. Okay, so it's basically you being forward and being an active participant in changing your world and the world that you share together, with your partner. Okay, so the divine is basically igniting the inertia in a lot of you. Okay, and I know that a lot of you, this is the garden behind the gate card that I pulled at the beginning. Okay, a lot of you became complacent, okay, while you were healing, because and I'm not blaming or judging at all, because a lot of you had the life literally sucked right out of you. Okay, and then were ghosted and just didn't have any energy to do anything but allow yourself to be healed. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, but basically now you're being pushed to spring into action. Okay, because nothing is going to change. Okay, nothing is going to change until you allow the ego to, you show the ego, by creating new, exciting, passionate experiences, okay, that are filled with this love for life. You share those with them and allow them to be, once again, remember and to feel that, you know what I'm saying, the world is safe. Okay, it's safe to be present in the body. Okay, because their caretakers, their parents, whoever it was that caused the traumatic experiences in their childhood, they sent the message to the spirit that it's not safe. This world is not safe. It's not safe to be present in the body. So this is why they escaped. This is why they dissociated. Okay, so now you're here, and if your love is deep enough, okay, if your love is deep enough, empath, light worker, shaman, way shower, then you will be able to change that. You will be able to show them through your actions, through creating a world that is peaceful, that is a joy to be in, first of all for yourself, okay, and then sharing your world with them. They will over time, because it has to be consistent, they will over time learn that it is safe to be present, okay, with and in their bodies. Okay, and with and in, we know, is being within the body. Okay, so keep giving them tangible evidence that the heart can be trusted. Okay, because again, I told y'all, the mind does not trust the soul, or what the heart says. Okay, so you have to give it tangible evidence. It takes everything at face value. Give it tangible evidence that the heart can be trusted. You have to convince the ego, which is, and convince the mind, which is an allegiance to the ego, that the heart can be trusted. Okay, so you have to take action. Okay, this is not the time to be passive. Okay, this is not the time to be passive. It's time to to taste the passion for life that you have. Okay, it's time to get out here and transform your identity even further. Okay, because this is what's going to make you receptive to your other half. This is what is going to make you complementary with that other energy, and not be polarized against it. Okay, how are you going to awaken from this collective dream, which is the human condition of the illusion of separation from that which we call God, the illusion of separation from the great spirit, the prime creator. We have to wake up from that. And the ones who are most deeply asleep in it are the narcissists, okay? That we're going to talk about how we're going to wake up from it and how we're going to wake them up from it, okay? I don't know if I should stop here. I think I'm going to stop here and then come, because I do have some other stuff written down, okay, pertaining to the Pyramid of Giza, which was funny that I was thinking about that, because it's in lesson 1 on the Emerald tablets. By the way, if anyone wants to get in on the Emerald tablet, private Emerald tablet book study, we've already started lesson 1. Okay, so we have a pre-lesson, a prep lesson up, and a lesson 1. Okay, and lesson 2 will probably be up in the next couple of days. So it's already fascinating. Okay, it's going to be very fascinating. So I suggest y'all get in on it. Okay, join Oshun Ajay exclusive. But the Pyramid of Giza. In the Emerald Tablet book study, it's funny that I was talking about that in lesson 1, because it's very pertinent to what's happening right now as far as the cosmic reality and everything changing, because the portals that are open, okay, they go directly from the pyramid at Giza to all the way to Sirius, okay, where a lot of us originated at, okay, where our space family lives, okay, where our soul families live, okay, and so basically these have been activated recently. These portals are opening up, like as we speak, y'all. We are in the midst of major shifts. Like these shifts are happening moment to moment right now, okay. It's going to be happening all year, because again, it's the age of Aquarius. Things are going to be being revealed. A lot of ancient memories are awakening within everybody, okay, because I was talking about in lesson 1 how I was talking about this memory that I have of feeling like I was big or like a giant and everybody's little, and it's my job to take care of the people. I have had this memory in my soul since I was a child, okay, but now it's coming more to the forefront, okay. So ancient memories. So I want y'all to be aware of this going forward, because again, these shifts are going to be happening in the next upcoming weeks and months, you know what I'm saying, and even years going forward. We are in a whole new era, okay. So everything in the past is passing away, okay. The soul is awakening, okay. A lot of people's souls are awakening to higher consciousness, okay. That higher consciousness can only be obtained by connecting the mind and body to the heart center, okay. And the heart center is a direct link to your soul, okay. Once your soul awakens, it becomes a direct link to your soul group, okay. Your soul group or your soul family, soul flames, okay. Soul flames are not twin flames, okay. The soul flames I talked about briefly in one of the other videos when I talked about the evolution of the twin flame journey. As you go into the higher realms, you're meeting with other people who have balanced both energies within themselves, okay, the divine masculine and divine feminine energies within themselves, okay. So these are all, as you go into those realms, everyone is a twin flame, okay. So these are basically your soul flames, your soul family. They're not twin flames, but they are an energetic merging. I talked about this in my last twin flame trials and triumph video too. I illustrated it, and that was actually a tarot reader. I wish I could remember her name. I cannot remember, but I'm definitely going to when I do get it, because I just got to find her and I will put her information up there. But she basically illustrated how all of the light beings now who are beginning to balance the energies are starting to merge with one another. Okay, so this is the evolution of the twin flame journey, where in the higher realms, everyone is a full flame. Okay, and you can merge with anyone, and you can merge with groups. Okay, so your soul group and your soul flame family. This is basically what is starting to happen right now, okay? So basically, this happens. You usually merge with your soul family, your soul group, when you are ready. Like when you have evolved, you're advanced, and you're basically ready to step into a leadership role as a teacher, okay, as a healer, as a light worker, a light bearer, a way shower, okay. So a lot of you guys who know that you are meant to be a healer, a teacher, you know that you're a light worker, then you are going to start connecting with your soul family. Okay, for some of you, I'm a part of it. Okay, this is why you're here, because you're ready to step into your higher, your mission, your life's mission. Okay, you're merging with other soul flames. Okay, so basically it's merging with other core souls who have been here since the beginning of time. You're having ancient memories because you are ancient souls. Okay, you are serving now, you're serving at universal levels. Okay, and that's so funny because when Michael was, before Mike, before and after, when Michael was teaching me and before he initiated me, he would always tell me that he served at a universal level. You know what I'm saying? And he always told me that one day that I was going to be doing it, and doing what he did. You know what I'm saying? Now I understand, because and a lot of you are here because you're going to be serving at a universal level as well. Okay, so basically, those of you who are ancient souls and you are merging with your soul flames and you're merging with the other core souls, um, the answers to the secrets of the universe are locked within your DNA. Okay, and so this is the reason why a lot of you don't even realize it, but your whole bloodline has been targeted. Okay, a lot of you are targeted individuals, and I'm not going to go too deep off into it because I don't like to speak things like that into being, and you need to understand the power of your own mind and your own words. Okay, when the divine speaks, it happens. Okay, so you need to understand your own divinity. Okay, but basically you have locked within your DNA the answers to the secrets of the universe, universal knowledge. Okay, and you only have to tap into it, you only have to awaken it. Okay, most of the divine beings who are ancient souls, okay, who are now merging, becoming out of the woodwork, because basically most of the divine souls are very humble. They're not looking they're not chasing clout, they're not trying to get, you know what I'm saying, attention. They basically stay in the background. You know what I'm saying? They're very humble souls, until now. Okay, you've mostly stayed into the background now, but it's time now because you're merging with other light beings. It's time to come out of, again, your inertia, living very mundane lives and being in the background of life, basically because you see that you're among wolves and these people, you know what I'm saying, it's a bunch of soulless people out here. Okay, but it's now time to come out and merge with the other divine souls, and to anchor yourself in your purpose. Okay, so if a lot of you were because I feel like somebody's getting activated, somebody's hearing this because they know that it's time to step up, it's time to share your gifts with the world. It is required for you to share your gifts with the world, in order for you to even advance to the next level. Okay, you were given those not for you to hold on to them. They're not your gifts, they are gifts for the world. Okay, and you are just the conduit, so you have to share your gifts with the world. Okay, some of you are singers, some of you are healers, some of you are mediums, your tarot readers. You know what I'm saying? Your teachers, your spiritual teachers, your gurus. You know what I'm saying? It's time for you to come out of the darkness and come out of the recesses, okay, and out into the light, to merge with your soul group so that you can step into your purpose, okay, and fulfill your divine missions. Okay, so you have to, because you know who you are, you know what you are, and it is time for you to feel your divine purpose. Okay, the greatest teachers have moved in silence, until now. You have moved in silence. Okay, not seeking any praise, any clout. You're very humble and without ego. Okay, you are highly advanced souls. Okay, and been walking that middle path. Okay, wanting to be, blameless and not looking for praise either, just kind of not getting noticed. Okay, and it's time now you have been fully focused on the work. Okay, and it is time to focus on the work, but now your work and your mission is bigger, and you can't do it from the recesses. Now it's time to merge with your soul group. Okay, in your other flames. Okay, but that is going to start with, if in fact you have a twin flame, and usually if you are, you're an advanced being, you do have a twin flame. Okay, and so your first step is probably going to be merging spiritually with your twin flame. Okay, and if you're ready to heal that in 3D, it's also on the table to be healed. Okay, it's all again about your choices and your decisions and what level that you choose to vibrate in within yourself. And you cannot be looking at what you see with your physical eyes, but you have to be looking from your third eye, which is linked to your heart space, which is linked to your soul, which is linked to your soul group. Okay, so the soul group is intimately and directly linked to the Most High. Okay, so there is a hierarchy, but that whole hierarchy really exists within yourself. Okay, so basically, you're serving from a universal level, you're moving from a heart space. Okay, um, you're basically, if you're one of these ancient souls and a divine being, you know it, because you cannot remove your focus from your purpose, no matter what you've been through. You know what I'm saying? You know that you have a purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I've always known I'm supposed to take care of people. Okay, whatever ways that's going to show up and manifest itself in my life, I know that I'm supposed to take care of the people. I'm supposed to heal them. I'm supposed to teach them. I'm supposed to nurture the divine mother. You know what I'm saying? This is what you feel. This is why most of us who are connected to the divine feminine, we feel everything that Gaia, every movement that Gaia is going through in all the other planetary bodies, because you are the divine mother. When things happen, calamities happen on the earth, you feel that in your heart, because these are your children. Okay, literally. And this is why you feel things so deeply, and nobody else is going to ever understand that love that you have. Okay, so you're going to always have narcs saying, well, why do you even care? Don't try to explain it, because it's not something that anyone else can understand. But when you have that intimate connection, and you're a Heyoka, you're a supernova empath, you are the divine mother. You gave birth to all of this. Okay, you read, these are your children. This is why you go out of your way to take care of the planet, to take care of the people, because they're yours. Okay, they're your babies, they're your children. Okay, so basically, um this is a mass awakening that's happening. Okay, and as it happens, those who are meant to find your master teachers, you will find your teachers. Okay, you will be led to your teachers. When you are ready, student, the teacher will appear. Okay, a lot of you have been led here. Okay, but I'm not the only teacher. There are some amazing teachers out here. Okay, but you will recognize your teacher. Okay, because your teacher is going to speak directly into your heart. Okay, they'll speak directly into your soul. Okay, your heart will recognize the truth that they are speaking by the way it feels. It's going to resonate with what's already written there. Okay, this is how you know your teacher. Okay, these are the master teachers. These people are ancient souls, and you just know it, because there's a knowing, there's a connection, there's a recognition. Okay, you know your teacher. Okay, when you're ready, they are the one who is there providing you with what you need to get to the next level. Okay, so the mind is always going to question what the heart and soul know. You have to step out of the mind, okay, and into your heart space. So this is what the evolution feels like. This is what the ascension feels like. When you're in your heart space, your perception is corrected, okay? You see clearly. When you're in your mind controls the hearts. Like most narcs, they always make head over heart decisions. Their heart, it might as well not even be there. Their mind controls their heart. Okay, and they are blind. They are blind to the reality. Anybody that's dealt with a narc, you know that they don't see the same reality you see. They see something completely different. Okay, they live in a whole nother world from the one you're in, even though you appear to be right next to one another. Because their mind is in control of their heart, and that should never happen. Okay, so they are blind until they do wake up. Okay, what's that song, Amazing Grace? I was blind but now I see. Yeah, that's about the narcs. Okay, it's about a lot of us. Okay, a lot of us have been a wretch. Okay, and that grace came in and washed off those lenses, and now I can see, because now I'm looking at things with compassion. Now I care about other people. I'm not moving like a robot and only trying to serve my carnal needs and moving from the root chakra. Okay, So, you have to learn how to reconnect. Okay. Your heart has to reconnect. It has to open and reconnect with the soul. Okay. And, then the mind begins to serve the heart and it works in sync with it. Okay. And when the mind is serving the heart, then the heart is connected with your soul, and your soul is connected with your soul group, and your soul group is connected with the great spirit, the most high, the prime creator. Okay. Welcome, Saffron. So, what I'm saying? There needs to be a balance, okay? Your soul in its infinite knowing. Once it moves into the heart space, is going to serve. It's going to be in sync. It's going to bring everything in it in sync. The mind, body, and the spirit is going to be in sync with in an agreement about who you are and the ways that you move. Okay. In every moment. Okay. But there does need to be that balance needs to happen between the mind and the body. Okay. This divine marriage between the divine feminine and the divine masculine, the heart and the mind, the right and left brain, the yin and the yang energies. Okay. This is what has to be brought into balance. That marriage needs to happen. Okay. Between the divine feminine. And I'm literally saying that, yes, some of your unions, for those of you who have done the work, you are going to be getting engaged. You are going to be going into union. You are going to be getting married. And a lot of you haven't talked to your divine counterpart in a long while. Okay. But it is time that these energies be brought back together. Okay. And the entire planet is taking part in this evolution. Okay. So it's not something that you are only being charged with doing in your personal life, but this is something that we are doing as a mass evolution, a mass transmutation of energies. The entire planet of Gaia is moving through, this transmutation phase. Okay. So like I said before, you guys, what the divine declares happens. Okay. And the divine has declared that this shift takes place within the hearts and souls of humankind as a whole. Okay. So that's what's happening, period. Okay. So there's going to be a lot of shifts in energetic vibrations going forward. They're going to be taking place in the next few weeks, the next few months, and years going ahead. Okay. As we return to these higher states of balance and unity, the shifts will be, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel the change taking place in your heart and soul. Okay. You're going to feel, thank you for the cash app. Okay, babe. And I appreciate y'all. And also thank yourself, because you're investing in your own energy shifting with this shift. Okay. That's what that 555 is all about. It's about change. It's about evolution. It's about shifting with the planet. And this is basically, when you send that 555, it's basically letting the universe know it's about taking action. Okay. That's the action that you're choosing to take, to let the universe know that, yes, I'm down with the shift. I'm in agreement. I'm in alignment with this shift. Okay. So, as you do shift, okay, because it is a mass transformation, returning that balance to that higher consciousness. Okay. The old you is literally going to fade away, disappear. You are going to emerge as a completely new person, as a butterfly that you is unrecognizable to the old you. Okay. You know that you're changing. You know that you're going through a transformation, but you don't realize how drastic the transformation is going to be, because you're only halfway through it. Okay. So it's beautiful. I mean, think about how beautiful a butterfly is, and think about how hideous they were as a caterpillar. I mean, I can't stand caterpillars. Okay. Yeah. I hate, like I said, I hate any little cylinder body thing that moves like that. Like, they just, you know what I'm saying, it makes my skin crawl. Okay. But you're going to emerge as a totally new creature, a higher, more beautiful, more colorful, more vibrant version of yourself. Okay. And if you're in agreement with that, go ahead and join us by hitting that 555 to let the universe know that, yes, I'm in agreement. I'm in alignment. Okay. As the heart opens and is filled with love and light, unity conscious will become apparent. You're going to realize that everyone else is just another you. Everyone else is a twin flame. Like I said, in the higher realms, everybody is full and complete. Everybody has balanced the masculine and feminine energies within themselves. So there, everyone is a twin flame. Everyone is a soul flame. Okay, so it's a soul group, it's a soul family, and you get bigger and bigger and bigger. This is the groups of two or more gathered in the name of the Most High, creating a new earth, bringing heaven down to earth. Okay, heaven out of the mind, into the heart and into the world. Okay, out of the mind, through the heart, into the world as a real manifestation, as above, so below. Okay, and if y'all really want to go deeper into that, I suggest y'all join us in on Oshun Aj exclusive for the private Emerald Tablet book study. Okay, because that's what's happening right now. Okay, we are in I think this is the perfect time to be doing the book study, because it's basically teaching us how to move back into these higher realms. It talks a lot about Atlantis, you know what I'm saying? And Atlantis, some people think it was a myth, but Atlantis was really real, and it was a higher civilization of a higher consciousness. You know what I'm saying? As this power of love continues flooding in from the higher realms, and it's flooding in, it's flooding your heart spaces, it's flooding your minds, if you will allow it, because it will bring you into alignment. Okay, and you will remember, and you're being reinvented, you're being rejuvenated, you're being renewed. Okay, your mind is being renewed, you're going to be a completely new person. Okay, it's a mass transmutation. Okay, the old earth is passing away as we speak, my people. Okay, so the mass transmutation is in full swing as we speak. Okay, so do not shrink away from being broken wide open. Those of you whose hearts have been hardened, allow that to happen. Okay, allow your heart and yourself to be broken wide open. Okay, by this love and light that's flooding in. It's going to feel good. At the end of the day, it is changing you, it's transforming you. Allow the old you to dissolve and embrace the new you. Okay, embrace the new you, become the full embodiment of your soul, and go out and fulfill your mission. Light worker, empath, shaman, way shower. Okay, so that was the message for today, you guys. Okay, so I hope that it has been truly helpful. But Shantae, you say you got your answer, so I'm glad that you got your answer. I thought that you would. Okay, once we moved forward, I'm glad that everyone was able to stop by. Those of you who have actually shared this time and space with me, I do thank you. For those of you who contributed to the Cash App, many blessings to you, many blessings to you all. Okay, and I may come back and do a witching hour release tonight, and it's probably will be earlier than the witching hour, because I'm not going to be up that late. So I may come back and do another live tonight, you guys. But again, thanks to everyone for stopping by. Thanks to my wrench gang, who's always in place. Okay, I love you guys. Again, if you're interested in the private Emerald Tablet book study, just click the link that will be in the description once I end this live. Okay, to Patreon, Oshun Aj exclusive, and Badass Witch exclusive. Okay, you can join any one of those, either one of my crowdfunding sites, in order to take part in the private book study. Okay, so until we meet again, my people, keep it classy, keep it clean, and do what you got to do to make shit happen. Should I come back and talk about my haters, y'all, or not? Let me know. Leave a comment. Okay. Let me look at some of your comments before I go, actually. Um, yeah, I was paying attention to my haters a little bit. I think I'm going to come back and talk about them a little bit later. Okay, I'm not going to be messy on this video. So, um, spiritual asset. So, are you still on the road, babe? I'm glad you were able to tune in. Okay, you and your husband. Okay, and okay, Saffron. So we're gonna come back and talk about the haters later. Okay. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna talk about the two haters, because the only reason why I'm gonna come back and talk about them is because they are the perfect example of people who didn't do the work. Okay, and they are stuck and they're going backwards. They're not really going backwards, they're in retrograde, which basically when a planet is in retrograde, the planet has stopped moving, it's standing still, and everyone else is moving forward. Okay, so that's just like when you're in your car and you ain't moving but everyone else is moving, you're going to feel as if you are going backwards, you're going to appear to be going backwards. Okay, and that's where my haters are, because of their ill intentions towards me. Okay, so until we meet again, y'all, keep it classy, keep it clean. We will come back and discuss the haters a little bit later, and do what y'all gotta do to make shit happen. Peace.